The revolution will not be televised. Instead, it will be rendered, compressed, and digitized, jammed directly into our brains, right through our eyeballs. New stuff is coming out every week, and now it's time for some feedback. Hello from the year 2015, January 2nd, 2015 to be exact. It's Friday and it's time for some more feedback with Reverend Kyle. How y'all doing today? It's a new year. It's the first time this year. It's awesome. I know. It's crazy. It's crazy. 2015. I'm going to have to try to remember to write 2015 on all of my checks going forward. Of course, I can't remember the last time I wrote a check, so no big deal. All right, wow, we've got 100 things to talk about. Not really, but we do have a few things. Number one, I want to thank the Telegraph for telling all of us that the Oculus Rift is coming out winter of 2015. Thank you very, very much. That was awesome. You had all of Reddit in a total flurry, and even so much to prompt Mr. Palmer Lucky to get on and say, whoa, what source? Pics, please, or it didn't happen. And as a result, they rescinded. So now it's not going to be winter of 2015. When will it be? Who knows? But enough of that. That's just me bantering. I have somebody sitting on the couch with me today. It's virtual Mica, representing the real Mica. Mica, how you doing, buddy?
Pretty good. Thanks for having me, Kyle.
Yeah, well, thanks for being on the show. Such late notice because I had no idea who I was going to have on the show. It was just going to be me up here just rambling for an hour. Nobody wants to listen to that because if you did, you just listen to my podcast, right?
Yeah, we can have that.
Yeah, no, not at all. This show's supposed to be different. A little bit more cynical, a little bit more funny. So, Mica, you and I originally bumped into each other in virtual space. I believe it was the Metacraft server. Is that correct?
Yeah, over on Minecraft, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, hell yeah. Very good times. As a matter of fact, I miss it. We need to get back into doing that. Why aren't we doing that still, man?
I don't know. That kind of just fell off the VR space for some reason. I mean, it's an awesome experience, so I don't know why a lot more people aren't doing it.
Yeah, I can't figure it out. I mean, I got on it the other day, and I looked, and I was like, nobody's on. Just me and my half-finished new church that I started building on the Metacraft server. I don't know. I mean, it was kind of fun. I mean, we used to do all sorts of stuff as groups. I mean, what happened?
Yeah, I mean, when I got my DK2, I was having a problem with the judder, so that kind of deterred me from playing it as often. But, I mean, it's been fine ever since the 4.4 release, so I don't know.
Yeah, 4.4 is pretty damn good. I've had it on for a little while, actually, just about a day or two after they released it, and I'm happy with it. I mean, it seems to be working okay.
Yeah, it was actually the first time I was able to go into direct mode, so I didn't realize how how awesome that would be. Like,
oh yeah.
Anything without direct mode now, it's like, oh.
Yeah, child's play. What are we doing here? Extended. Who does that? Actually, I do still. I have my reasons, though. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad, but it's just so much easier to just direct mode. But...
Oh, yeah, definitely. So, what has been keeping you busy, Mica? I know you're itching to tell us all about your wonderful things. What has been keeping you busy?
Well, I've just been learning a lot in Unity. When the DK1 came out, I started kind of getting in development and getting excited about it, and started with Torque 3D, and that was quite a venture, because they were just kind of getting into VR as well, getting the OVR cam and all that crap integrated, and then I kind of got into Unity a little bit, and then UE4 came out, and I jumped on that bandwagon, because, I mean, UE4 is just amazing. But yeah, lately I've just been working with Unity. VR chat is pretty amazing, and started, building rooms and customizing avatars and all that. But just kind of been working on my own stuff, taking mostly templates. You know, if you go on the Unity Asset Store, you can get the free templates, or the free projects. Like the, what is it? Angry Bots. Today I've been working on the little space shooter. So I've been changing some stuff around in there and customizing that. Hopefully that'll be pretty cool. But I'm just learning, basically.
It's kind of funny, though, you mentioned the free assets. I'm really surprised we haven't seen more people go out to the Unity Asset Store and just dump all of these projects, drop the OVR controller in, and off it goes to Oculus Share. I mean, isn't it surprising that we don't see more of that?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I just wanted to kind of reach out to all the noobs out there that are afraid to kind of develop, or, you know, they don't know a whole lot about it. It's really easy once you kind of understand what's going on. And, you know, with Unity, you got all those free assets, and along with those, there's usually some tutorials, I mean, of how they put it together, and so that helps too. But, you know, it's not really that bad. It's just a matter of getting your head around the basics and then working from there.
Let's talk about, you mentioned Torque 3D. Tell us about your experiences with Torque, because that's not, you don't hear people drop that name a lot in the VR community, but I know it's got support. What have you done with Torque, and can you give me like a comparison between Torque and maybe Unity or something?
Well, honestly, I didn't do a whole lot. It was back in the early days of Team Metatron. I was, you know, working with them, and we were just messing around with it, seeing how it would be with VR, and, you know, kind of getting a feel for it. But I was mostly doing some landscape and modeling and whatnot, messing with the textures. But, you know, as far as VR went in that respect, that was, what, a year ago or more? Something like that, about a year. Yeah, I don't know how far it's come or anything, but back in the day, it was pretty cool. It kind of just worked.
So you kind of abandoned it as other things have come out and kind of taken its place in terms of priority.
Yeah, I mean, once you get a feel for Unity and or UE4, Torque just kind of, you know, it's kind of gone.
Well, okay, so yeah. Well, that's, I've heard a few people say, you know, we have industry standards and we have certain things that are similar or the same. The conversation I had with the Left-Handed VR podcast guys about Blender versus Maya, and how you feel like you're going from a completely different language and a completely different planet when you go from Blender into Unity, because all the controls are different, and yeah, it's all messed up and crazy. Would you say Torque is like that as well, that it doesn't kind of follow that normal pattern of usage?
No, I mean, I think that it's all pretty much, you know, basically the same thing. It's just a matter of learning each different system. Yeah, I mean, like going from Torque to Unity, you know, I had a lot more understanding of what each individual thing was, and just had to find a different way to access it or manipulate it.
So let's talk a little bit about your experience with Unity. How long have you been playing around with Unity in terms of VR development?
I would say before probably just a couple weeks, but lately it's been maybe a month and a half, something like that.
Oh, wow. So you just started. Yeah. Okay, cool. And, you know, coming from Torque and your other experiences in just development in general, would you say that Unity, because that was one of the reasons you're on today, is to reach out to the noobs. Is Unity scary, or is Unity easy to play with?
All right. From my experience, Unity is a scripter, or, you know, programmer-friendly engine. But recently, I just started messing with Playmaker, and with that, it makes it so much easier. So, you know, I would highly suggest, you know, checking out Playmaker if you're going to be working in Unity and you're a noob, and you don't have, even if you do have programming skills, I mean, it's just so easy from what I've seen so far. But yeah, I mean, I like it. I mean, I like UE4 a lot because it's more of a, like an artist-based visual, but I like them both. It's just a matter of how to take what you know and what you can learn and kind of wrap yourself around it.
So let's talk a little bit more about Playmaker. I do development in Unity, but I don't use Playmaker, and I know a lot of people do. Explain it to me like I'm 5. What in the hell is Playmaker doing for these folks?
Okay, so basically, say, just start simple. Say you create a game object that is a cube, and you want to take that cube and do something with it. Whether it's, make it move over here, or turn into a sphere, whatever. So you just take have that object in 3D space, right click on it, or however you do it, but you add it to the Playmaker, and it opens up a new window, and then you can have a start, which initiates, like when the scene starts, this will start, and then you just keep adding things to that, different states. So like you have the cube, you start it as a cube, and then create a different state, and say you wanted to turn into a sphere, then you would just put a sphere in that second state, and it would kind of go from a cube to a sphere theoretically. But I mean, I haven't done that instance, but that's pretty much the gist of it.
Okay, so it sounds like, it's just a, do this, then do this, and it's not a matter of you having to write, JavaScript or C# or whatever. You're just here. I'm going to just tell you in plain English what to do.
Yeah, it's more visual. So, I mean, you have this window that pops up, and you can visually look at your different things that you want to do. There's a whole list of different actions that you can place into those states, and you can do animations, you can do whatever. But it's a matter of just choosing those instead of going into a script, creating a new script, and typing out that whole script.
See, I don't know, maybe it's just my old school mentality, but I think to myself, okay, I'm going to attach a script to this that's going to move this guy from A to B, or I'm going to attach a script that tells it to play these animations, all the while waiting to get hit, and if hit, then this. Playmaker simplifies that then.
If you don't want to mess around with scripts and you just want to mess around visually choosing what you want to happen to that, then yeah.
So, and again, I'm totally ignorant. I've never used Playmaker. Is this something that's free, or did you purchase that on the Asset Store in Unity?
Yeah, right now it's $45 on the Asset Store. It's usually $90, I guess. And a while back it was actually a lot cheaper, but I guess it's been pretty popular, so they raised the price. Yeah,
Heck yeah!
$45. I think it's pretty good for for what it does. If I can create
it doesn't sound like
with
it's too bad.
Unity rather than not, using Playmaker, then $45 is awesome.
It really is a challenge. It can be a challenge when you're not sure if you're going to do something significant with Unity, or if you're going to just play around. But it sounds like if you're kind of a noob and you're looking for something that's going to make things easier, you might want to make that investment into Playmaker from the Asset Store, get you started.
Yeah. I mean, if you're starting out, just mess around with Unity Free or UE4. That requires a subscription, but once you pay for that subscription, you have the engine forever. You don't get the updates, but I would suggest, if you want to make something, just kind of get the basics down, learn everything, and then, like for Unity, I would suggest Playmaker. For UE4, just, I don't know.
Well, the nice thing now is that Oculus has made the Unity integration, their SDK, is free. You can do it in the free. You don't have to worry about all that DLL bull crap, and it's just, you don't have to buy Pro, and it's fantastic. It's wonderful, and it works great.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome. Have you attempted to do any type of mobile development at all?
I haven't. I'd like to get into that, especially because of the Gear VR, but I'm just kind of working with DK2 stuff right now.
Now, you have a DK2. Do you have a Gear VR?
I don't, and I don't really have any plans to get it anytime soon, just because of the the cost. The phone, the service I go with, the phone would just be a big cost. But if I did have a Note 4, I would definitely get Gear VR, real quick.
Okay, gotta ask, if you're not sporting the Note 4, what phone are you sporting right now?
Do you want to know? It is an old, what is it, Samsung Galaxy S Relay. It's got a slide-out keyboard.
A keyboard?
Yeah.
What? That's awesome. Actually, I do remember that phone. And I remember how popular that was. Not at all.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's cool. Yeah, oh yeah. You once you get past 2 years, that's it, man. It's time to get something new. That's the way the world works now. Did you take any of your gear or any of your VR stuff and have a good time at Christmas and showing it to family and friends like some of us have done?
Not at Christmas, but yeah, I do that here and there. I have family, friends over, people from work, just blow their minds.
Now, I have to ask you, and this is something I usually don't ask, but it's happened a few times recently, and I'm really curious. Have you had anybody really totally just take the Rift off their head, look at you, and just go, meh, I don't see it, I don't like it?
Not ever.
Never.
It's always just insanely positive, But the thing is, like other people have talked about, coming back and wanting more. I get none of that, really. I mean, my kids, they love to get on it here and there. I'm on it all the time. But when I have people over that have never tried it, they never really ask about it a whole lot ever again. So that's kind of deterring, but whatever.
So we kind of have standing plans every New Year's. My wife and I, we take our kids out and we spend it with another couple. They've got a bunch of kids, and all the kids play together. They're all similar ages, and we all hang out, play cards, do whatever, get our drink on. And I brought the gear and the cardboard with me, Google Cardboard with a Nexus 4 in it. And there was another couple there. And the one guy, he had tried my DK1 when I first had it. He didn't have a chance to try the DK2, but when he put the gear on, totally blew him away. He works with aerospace engineering stuff. He's a freaking rocket scientist, so he was really getting a big kick out of the Mars 360 images and stuff. It was really cool. Then I gave it to his wife, and she puts it on, and she's kind of looking at it. And she takes it off, and she looks at me and goes, okay, that's nice. Yes, it is. That's nice. And I'm like, wow, what do you mean, that's nice? Like, just, that's nice? Well, that's it? Well, yeah, it's okay. Did it mess up my hair? Oh, no. Oh, no. I didn't know what to say. And then, like, the following, day, I showed it to somebody else, and he had the same thing. He was just like, oh, well, that's neat. Neat? What do you mean that's neat? That's it?
I think some people just start into technology. It just doesn't faze them or something.
What are we going to do about those people? I mean, we have to do something. We have to have something that will latch onto them and get them to fall in love with this. That's crazy.
Well, I mean, there's not any actual consumer products out yet. I mean, isn't the Gear VR still a prototype?
Gear VR is an innovator edition, whatever that means. But yeah, you can still go and buy it. It's pretty much
consumer ready, though, right?
A little bit more software, and then I would say yes to that.
Yeah. But I think it's just a matter of time, having all the software, the experiences, the right hardware, to get people that aren't interested in technology at all to, kind of get a feel for it. I think that it's going to take something just phenomenal. And I'm not saying that any of this isn't, which, is very phenomenal, but I think it'll just take something like you need to warp them to Mars or something. Literally. I don't know.
Yeah, right. I don't know either, but it really just kind of blew my mind that somebody could just say, well, that was neat, and to just kind of give you that, like, oh, that's cute kind of look, and just, that was it. And then I got it twice within a 24-hour period. I couldn't. I don't know. I know that not everybody likes to play video games. Not everybody has the big screen TV. Not everybody is constantly looking for bleeding edge technology. No. But come on, it's VR. Everybody's supposed to love it, right?
Yeah, I think maybe a lot of people are used to theaters. You know, a lot of people go and see movies, so maybe that's something you should show someone like that.
And we did. I did. I kept trying to find the right thing to show them, and everything I showed was like, meh.
I don't know. Yeah, people, it's just not going to work.
Oh well. We'll just have to ship them off to Mars and leave them there. It's unfortunate.
Yeah. I really wish that I could have gone to all the conventions and whatnot and seen the Crescent Bay. I mean, insane. I can't even imagine, like, when I first got the DK2, put it on, and I was just blown away. It's like, oh my gosh, because, you know, just going from DK1 to DK2 is just insane. And I can't really see past that.
I got a huge kick out of doing Crescent Bay, and I've only done it the one time at Oculus Connect, and it was just such a surprise at first when it was, you know, hey, guess what? You're going to try a new, you know, something new. I'm like, yay, cool, you know. And then I was like, all right, let's get this thing on my head. And when I started, and I really tried hard to stay focused and stay objective and not be going crazy looking for, try to find some. Exactly, right, you know? I mean, I know some people were like sitting Indian style in it and like really trying to go crazy with it, and kudos to them. I just was so in awe. And that's really rare for me, because I know, developers who I hang out with on a regular basis, they know, hey, you want to try my demo? Sure. Cool. What'd you think of it? Well, here's everything I found wrong with it. And I struggle sometimes. I'm like, oh, wait. But it was cool and it was fun, and I could see how it could be addictive, and the graphics were good, and the audio was good. I keep forgetting that I need to say that, too. So I'm kind of a dick.
Yeah, after tested out so many demos, when you're in the development, the scene or whatever, it's really easy to do that, because it's like, you know what you're looking for and what you could do better, so it's really easy to do that.
Yeah,
I see myself doing that a lot too. Especially with my demos.
Yeah, I think we're just kind of programmed, excuse the pun, to do that to each other. You know, I've shown people demos, and I've had people like just destroy them. Say, okay, well, here's everything that sucks. I'm working on a new website, and I've had several people who are like, all right, well, let me look at it. Okay, looks like shit. Colors suck. Everything's the wrong size. You're just my eyes are bleeding from looking at it. And the honest thing is, though, is that's the kind of feedback I want. I want that kind of feedback.
It does help.
It does. But
it's always nice to have some positive in there.
And that's the thing too, yeah. Yeah. Oh, isn't that cute? He's trying. Yeah. No, it's good. I guess I should mention, if you go to ReverendKyle.com right now, it actually routes you to RevVRstudios.com, which that website is very fugly, and the new one is almost ready to launch, and it's so much prettier. And then people will be able to go and check out better information and stuff like that, and there will be some content to download and all that. It really is a struggle, though. I mean, we're all very, very busy trying to get things done, and you keep getting new ideas, and you gotta have to back burner them. And then there's folks like you who might not have a major project to work on yet, but you're still kind of getting your feet wet, and you want to do something big, and then those people release stuff, and they make us feel bad. Oh, I haven't released anything in months, and such a hard, difficult time right now.
So do you have any plans for future projects, or just kind of working on your...
I do. I have, Project Taurus is Very much still not quite ready for prime time. A few setbacks, a few things that have caused me some grief, but it will come out eventually. I promise. And I was just talking to a guy about it, about all the different platforms and whether or not I plan to have it on Gear VR. The plan is to attempt to do so. As it stands right now, Gear VR can handle it like a champ, but there are some difficulties I'm having, a little bit of input issues, things like that. So we're getting there. But if Cardboard, DK2, DK1 as well. Mac, Linux, all the good stuff. So it'll get there, and once it's out, that'll be good. Contraception, one of my other games, is...
That looked awesome.
I know, isn't that fun? I know. And then some other guy comes out with some sperm shooter game, and I'm like, oh no! He stole my idea, and his is on Steam and everything. And then I looked at it more, and I'm like, well, it's kind of different. All right, I guess I should be happy that somebody's shooting sperm on Steam, so... I know, right? But no, I gave him kudos. I said, hey, maybe we'll do a crossover sometime, because his game was kind of on the other side of the spectrum. So mine takes place on one side of, the lady parts, and his kind of goes on the other side. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, I've got some plans for that, and then I've got some plans for an entirely new series that I'm working on. Some of you may have tried my Hamster on a Tree demo, where you go around shooting the hamsters as they come off trees. That was kind of an experiment, and it's evolving into something new, something cool. So that'll be down the road. I'm hoping that by April 2015, I've got quite a number of things out. So that's kind of my goal as it stands. Yeah, but then again, best laid plans,
Yeah. So have you tried? I think it's a fairly new game, Blaze Rush. Have you tried that yet?
No. If anything that's come out within the last 30 days, unless you personally sent me a link and said, here, try my demo, I have not tried it.
All right. Now, it's up on Steam. There's let's see, they created, numerous other games, but it's basically scaling down, so everything's miniature, and it looks phenomenal. I just love that miniature aspect. You get in there, and there's like a little racetrack, and you got all these little cars running around shooting each other. It's pretty awesome.
And it's multiplayer, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, yeah. No, somebody was telling me about that. They said that I had to try it, and yeah, I'm going to have to. See, that's the thing, is I'm looking for way more, I want some more multiplayer games, things that I can get online and play with other people. Yeah, right, Yeah. It's all well and good to come in here and yak with each other or go into VR chat, do the same thing, but, right. I think that's one of the things I really missed about Minecraft with the Metacraft servers. We were doing stuff, exactly. Building stuff, playing, shooting each other in the head, where is that? We need that. I need like a Call of Duty type of thing or something where we can chat with each other and call each other noobs and make fun of each other's mothers and stuff like that.
That's actually another thing I've been messing around with. Again, on the Unity Asset store, there's a photon demo. There's a few of them, but that allows you to just jump right in. If you convert it over to VR, you can just jump right in and get numerous people in there playing, whatever.
Yeah, it's all about, making sure that what one person does, the other one sees. With a lot of these, I actually experimented back in the day with the DK1. One of the first things I tried to do was create a soccer or football for your Europeans. It was a football. It was soccer, and I could very easily have multiple machines connect to each other, and you saw each other, and they moved around. But when one kicked the ball, the other one didn't see it, right. And I got very frustrated with it, and I abandoned it. And I've seen somebody did a VR chat, kind of a soccer field type of thing with a ball, and it struggled. Yeah, and it struggled a little bit as well. But I don't know. It just seems like something like that should be easier to do, and I'm surprised somebody else hasn't done it. Even if all I did was look like a capsule, I would run around on a soccer field and push the ball with other players if that game existed. Yeah, I definitely think we need more multiplayer. We've got someone standing over here at the microphone. I'm really curious. I can't see your name. Do you have a question for us? Okay, well, Go ahead.
Okay, so I started with the DK2, didn't have the DK1. I'm just curious, how do you see the consumer, how do you see regular consumers interacting with a head-mounted display? How is the software going to work to where it's easy enough to where my, non-tech savvy family can go out and buy one for their kid and have it work? Do you even see that happening?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, so the Gear VR menu system is relatively brainless. It's very simple to use. You scan through stuff, you look at the thing you want to do, and you tap, and it works. I have a feeling that those types of interfaces, that very simplistic, very idiot-proof and child-friendly interface of swiping and tapping like we're all used to on our tablets, or if you have Windows 8 or Metro or whatever, I have a feeling that that's going to be the saving grace for getting the very, very, very average consumers to adopt it. Now, the other option, because right now as it stands with the DK2, it's actually more complicated to get things to work than the DK1 was. DK1, it was just one executable, and you're good to go. This one, there's multiple executables, multiple options of how it connects, and I think there you'll see an evolution where it will be literally plug and play, and hopefully that will be that'll be enough for the average person.
Thanks. Answered my question.
Hey, no problem. Thanks for asking. Fantastic interaction. Well, gee, I guess since we opened the floor, does anybody else have any comments or questions?
I was actually going to say something that's I think is going to make it the consumer version. Hopefully they integrate it, but they just bought the creators of Nimble or Nimble Sense.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a huge, simplicity with the Rift as well. Because a lot of people put on this headset, they want to see their hands right away. So that'll just be one more simple interface where it'll just be built right in. They can have a like the Oculus. What is it? The Gear VR has the Oculus. What does it have on there? Like the main program.
Oh, the Oculus Home, they call it. Yeah.
Right. So it has a home, and it's probably going to be similar to that with the consumer version. They'll have like a home or something that makes it easy to get around to different games, experiences, whatever.
Probably, yeah. It's going to definitely have to have a launcher of some sort for the consumer release, yeah. Hey, look, we got someone else at the microphone.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
So, are you gonna work on Teddy Bears vs. Land Sharks too?
Yeah. So Teddy Bears versus. Thank you very much for that question. I appreciate that.
You said Teddy Bears.
Teddy Bear. Oh, Teddy. No, that's the Oculus NSFW version. No, Teddy Bears versus Land Sharks, for those of you who don't know, was a game that I created back for the DK1. Never put it on share, but I think it was on riftenabled.com. Terrible game, terrible mechanics, terrible experience, and shame on you if you brag about having played it. I think it made like the top 5. Like, oh my god, I can't believe somebody made this game. And I take pride in that because it was just me experimenting and playing around. But Teddy Bears versus Land Sharks, I think is going to evolve into something else. Teddy Bears versus Land Sharks 2, which was called The Sharkening, is a game idea that several of us have been jokingly talking about doing, and who knows, we still might someday. We talked about starting it in 2015. But then there's also a possibility that we might be doing some sort of animated VR comic strip, sort of cartoony type of thing, and it may star the Teddy Bears and the Land Sharks. So a couple possibilities there. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, Mica, you're more than welcome to join in on the fun there when we do get started on that. We have some ambitious concepts, and even novice and intermediate developers will be more than welcome to join in.
Sounds fun. You know, I was just I was thinking about. I don't remember what your name was that asked the question about, you know, having it simple for everyone to use. It makes me think of the Wii when it came out. You know, they had the motion controllers, and that's the only time that I saw numerous families, not just the kids playing, but there was also the adults playing, and like my parents even bought one. And, you know, they're not gamers or anything, but it's just the simplicity and the simple fun factor. So I'm thinking, you know, make, you know, some simple stuff for, I don't know. I just think of like the Wii, they did it just amazing. So if you can kind of follow that lead, then I think it would work out good.
Yeah, the Wii, you know, it was revolutionary for so many reasons. Not just the novel gameplay and the concepts of the controllers and all of that, but it also showed us that Grandma can be a gamer too. It just, you had to have the right type of game, and I think things like Candy Crush also did that same thing. I mean, the person I know who played Candy Crush more than anybody else in my life is my mother, and she's not a gamer. I've never seen her pick up a joystick ever in her life or a gamepad. So for her to be playing that game like it was like, you know, crack, okay, you know, she's obviously addicted. So yeah, I think the Wii is a good comparison. I know we've made that comparison before in previous conversations. It really is true. You need VR to be like the Wii. You know, I remember one of the first Wii experiences I had was actually bowling. You know, to actually
hours and hours.
Well, right. The first time I ever tried a Wii was at my cousin's house, and they're like, "Here, hold this." I'm like, "What the hell is this?" And they're like, "It's a joystick." And I'm like, "Okay, what do I do?" They're like, "Point at the TV and pull it back and let go, and there's a bowl." And I'm like, "Hey, this is so cool!" And yeah, and bowling in with the Wii was spectacular. I mean, you learned how to curve it and everything. And it was just fantastic. I'm a big avid bowler. I bowl quite a bit. This is sort of a segue. Some of you may have actually seen this. With my Gear VR, I took a note out of Mark Schramm, Darkfield developer and also Open Gear developer. He had played ping pong with the Gear VR versus his Open Gear concept, and the video was hilarious. Watch somebody try to use the pass-through camera on the Gear VR. It just kind of blew my mind. So I actually took the opportunity to try this. So here's the video, trying to bowl with the Gear VR nice. Using the pass-through camera. Let's check this out. Hello everyone, this is Reverend Kyle, and I have my Gear VR on my head, and I am here at a bowling alley. What am I going to do? I'm going to use the pass-through camera, and I'm going to bowl. Let's go see what it looks like. Follow me. All right, here we go. Terrible.
Looks like everything's a little bit to the left.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh man. Did you stop it? All right. You know what? Honestly, there's not much more to it. I bowled a couple. Yeah.
It was only 52 seconds. I stopped it right when it was ended.
That's fine. No big deal. It's not. Here's the short and sweet of it. Oh, there it goes. Everybody still see it? All right, here we go. Let's try this again.
My daughter is beating me.
Okay. last frame I'm going to try because, quite frankly, this is ruining my average. Now, feel free to leave now. Alright, here we go. Into the right. Terrible! Awful! Alright, ready? Pretty good. Now, right? I have to... No, it's not rubber doing that. No, I won't. Alright, here we go. So, yeah, you know, here's the thing, and I just have to tell everyone, I normally am a decent bowler, okay? We bowl quite a bit, and I've got my own ball and everything, so that really was disheartening. You know, I went up, I bowled the first frame, had a strike, ready to rock, day's looking good, put the Gear VR on, and just destroyed the rest of the game. So I think I got like a 91 for that game. It was terrible. But I'll tell you, it wasn't bad. I didn't film the whole thing because I was starting to get some looks. It was really kind of cool. There was a family behind us, or to the right of us, and they stared at me like I had, you know, like I had my ding-dong hanging out. Like, they were just staring at me like I was, you know, I just can't even explain it. The family to the left of us, though, was so intrigued. They wanted to know all about it, what it was, how it worked, everything. I didn't let them try it because you're at a bowling alley. People are strange, you know. But all in all, it was a fun experience. And... yeah, I can't wait to see what's next. Are people going to try to drive with it? Somebody suggested golfing. Here's the challenge, kids. The latency, you don't know when to let go. You don't know, you know, everything was going to the left because I was letting go too late. And so if I had let go of the ball a little bit earlier, they probably would have gone straight. So that latency really kills you. Plus the fact you have no depth perception. I was starting back too far. I couldn't see where the line was. I was afraid I was going to end up going head first down the lane, which would have been really funny for the video. But, yeah, so good stuff. I don't recommend trying it. Yeah, who knows? So if you have some suggestions, things, you know, somebody said they were trying to eat and they almost stabbed themselves on the fork with the Gear VR camera. It's just not meant to be for that. And honestly, the more I use my Gear VR, the less I feel like that pass-through camera is a big deal. I really don't think it's a big deal.
Isn't it offset? I mean, is the camera to the, like when you click the note in there, is it to the left? It's on the left side?
It is on the left, okay, which so might also account for...
Yeah, doesn't that kind of throw off your vision, kind of?
It threw off,
center, but you're seeing it from the left, so I don't know.
Yeah, it definitely threw off my center, my chi. I was very unfocused. I had to go into the bathroom and feng shui myself. I didn't know what to do. Oh, it was so dark. It was so dark. I had to. Okay, now I had to go get focused. It was pretty rough. It really was. But I just needed to share this because these are the kind of things people like. You know, they like to see people doing crazy crap like this. You know, just like Mark's ping pong, you know, table tennis, whatever. This is something. We'll see more of this. We'll see people driving cars. We'll see people walking through a mall. Yeah, you know, if I could get the damn phone rooted, I would have very easily been able to record in the screen. But I didn't give it any forethought. This is kind of a spur-of-the-moment thing. It's like, oh, let's go bowling. And on the way, I'm like, oh, I'm going to do it in Gear VR. So it wasn't like it was planned ahead, or I would have recorded my view as well, because I think that would have been fun to see.
So if you root it, will that still work fine with the Oculus Home?
Yes. We've discovered, because that was a conversation we'd had. There are folks who have rooted. Problem is, I'm using AT&T, and AT&T will. You just can't root the Note 4 from the AT&T structure yet. I think Verizon is also having the same problem, but other people have rooted theirs, and it works fine. It works fine.
That is one thing that is nice about my phone, is that it is rooted.
This is the first phone that I haven't had rooted. It's killing me. Killing me. Oh man, it's so bad. So, okay, Mica, what are your future plans here? So now that you've played around with Unity, what do you think you're going to do next? Or what are your ambitions or dreams? Are you going to release something big and, indie developer street cred? What's going to happen here?
Well, yeah, I mean, I definitely plan on, releasing something to the consumer, but right now it's just a matter of learning. I don't really have any foresight into that. But I think, going back to the whole Wii thing, the funnest part of that for me and a lot of people are just the simple mini games. I mean, bowling was one of them. So I see that as something that I might want to do. Just create a bunch of mini games, put it together, make it look nice, release that. Something.
Yes, do it. Yes, we want that. Absolutely. We want that so badly. I think the community is craving those 5 to 20 minute experience. What they're telling us to do for mobile, we need it for our desktop too. Just let me throw a ball at things. Something.
I mean, it's simple, quick fun, and it gets old after however long, but you can go back to it and just replay it all again, and it's still fun.
One of my favorite, I think it used the Quake, whatever engine, the Quake engine, Quake 3, I think it was. Anyway, there was a Nerf game, and all the guns were Nerf guns, like all the crazy Nerf guns. I mean, the total crazy ones with the multi-shooter and the bows and arrows and all that stuff. And I had so much fun playing that online with people. And we never played long, just 5, 10, 20 minutes, no big deal. That's what we need. We need shooting games that are quick and easy, couple minutes, and then you're done. Or maybe skee ball. I think there was a skee ball for DK1, so sure, why not? Let's do that. But yeah, make us some little fun games, Mica. That's what we need. Little things.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, Blaze Rush is kind of similar. I mean, it's just all different kind of various tracks and various vehicles, but it's all the same kind of game, and I see that as kind of like a mini game that's just really fun. Play it for an hour. I play for a couple hours at a time, but it's fun to go back and play all the time. I haven't gotten sick of it yet. It's just amazing.
I'm gonna definitely have to check it out then. I kind of feel left out because you're the second person now to tell me I should be playing that. So that's pretty cool. Now, have you've gotten online and played with other people then too?
Oh yeah, yep. That's
cool.
Fun.
Cool.
And it's fun when you Skype with them. So you actually got some voice chat, because there's no voice chat.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Yeah, because you got voice chat going. You're run you off the road, motherfucker. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
It makes it a lot funner. So I think with any kind of multiplayer, it'd definitely be fun to have either voice or some way to communicate. Because I was thinking of that, not necessarily texting back and forth, because you don't want to do that necessarily in VR yet. But some sort of way to communicate other than voice. Because if you got, say, 10 people playing the same game, it's going to get kind of crowded. So, trying to come up with some other communication.
Yeah. Well, it has to be voice. I mean, you can't text back and forth, and any other option is, it has to be voice. And
I was thinking maybe you got your raycasting, so you can look at something and choose it, right? So
a menu of burns to say to the other guy?
Yeah, I mean, just a menu of reactions or, emoticons or whatever the hell, just different things that you can just look at while you're playing real quick or when it's over. I don't know.
Not a bad idea. I haven't seen anybody do that yet. That's not bad. That'd be pretty cool if we could do that. Just look up and there's just like a menu. Of course, okay. My hydras are dead, so my hands are not moving. They're just attached to my hips here. But I'm like with my hand moving it and pointing up and stuff, and I'm realizing that the camera doesn't see me. So imagine that I'm pointing up in the air. And I'm saying, wouldn't it be cool if there was like up above you, like a menu of things you can just look at for 2 seconds, and it automatically that's what it says in front of you? That'd be pretty badass. I like that.
I think 2 seconds is too long.
Well, for a racing game, it is definitely. Yeah, in 2 seconds you could die.
Yeah. But I think maybe like if it's a game where you're looking down playing, right, and then as soon as you look up, you just have that programmed into, your tracking goes to a certain level, and then the menu pops up, something like that.
Nah, yeah, I like it. You do that, man. That'll be your claim to fame. We'll call it the Mica menu.
Nice. I will. Yeah. I will see what I can do with that.
Copyrighted. Trademark that right now. Mica menu. That'll be your thing. That's right. Thank you. So you encourage people to go out and get Unity and develop, their own thing. Do you have any words of wisdom in terms of like things to really definitely avoid doing, or mistakes you've made and lessons you've learned?
I would say start out kind of getting your head around whatever engine you're trying to work with, and then grab a template, grab a project, grab something that's already completed, and work with that. Don't start from scratch, because you'll just have headache after headache, and it'll be pointless hours wasted. And I've had quite a bit of those. So, I would say just start with something that's already there, a free project. Say if it's Unity, free project. Strip it apart, learn it, make it your own, and go from there. That's the best thing that I can tell anyone, really.
The value, and I think you're spot on there, the value of those projects and those templates that are already made is that you're not going to end up with a room with a cube. And, you can do demos like that. It's a room and a cube, and you're walking around and you see the same desk lamp and the same teapot and the same, that everything's a capsule with the worst wraparound, JPEG you can find for it. And so I agree with you. That asset store is beautiful, and you'd be amazed at the freebies that are out there. So many fun free things to play with. I check it every day. Every day I check it, see what's new, see what's on sale. And I would encourage anybody who's truly passionate to use Unity to build something with or for VR. Yeah, the asset store is your friend.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. Well, I noticed that our clock has reset itself, and that's okay, because I know why it happened, and that's not a big deal. But
5 minutes.
Yeah, we got about 5 minutes? Okay, cool. There we go. See, that's I was trying to gauge how much time we've got here. So Mica, what do you want to see somebody else make? What's the games that you think are missing, or the experiences you think are missing? What are we in demand for right now in the VR community?
Oh, there's so many. I mean, multiplayer for sure. Something interactive multiplayer. And I know VR Chat is working towards that. And, I'm a heavy VR, well, not heavy, but I love VR Chat. Rift Max, I don't use it as much. But, I mean, just anything where you can get multiple people in there in VR, interacting with each other and having fun. That's always going to be amazing. As far as single play, you can just throw something on, play it yourself. Like those mini games. I mean, I think just fun, amazing looking mini games are just going to be amazing. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Very cool. Yeah, people always ask me, the killer app, and it's, whether or not we need one. And there's been articles written recently, and I've talked about it last couple podcasts. But the social thing is definitely a must. Whether it's the killer app, I don't know, but it's definitely a must, and it's definitely going to happen, and it is happening. And so I think that I agree with you on the social aspect. The mini games, yeah, definitely. I'm not saying every game needs to have, a a unicorn in it, but we do need things where it's like, okay, it's mind-numbing gameplay. I know people are going to be like, oh man, you just now found this, but I just discovered Plague Inc. I just discovered it. I had never played it before. I know, right? And I got addicted to it. I played it for like 3 days straight. It was terrible. And now I'm done with it. But it was cool because I could play it for 5-10 minutes and then be done. And then go back to it later and play it for 5 or 10 minutes. That's what VR needs. I think you're hitting the nail on the head there, Mike. I think we need more of that. So, yeah, very cool. Very cool. Anything you want to bitch about?
Where's the consumer version? Come on.
Well, winter? That's how we started the podcast. Winter of 2015. That's
Actually, that's kind of what I'm thinking. I mean, just from what I'm gathering, I would think that would be a good release date because it gives them time to get the nimble in there. It gives them time to, get all the games and experiences created and just kind of lay everything out and get it all the advertisement, commercial, all that stuff. I think that they should be able to do it in that amount of time. I mean, I don't know their schedule and what they have done, but I would hope that would be the latest date.
It's funny you mentioned marketing. We've seen very little ideas of what the official Oculus commercials, what the Rift is going to be, how it's going to be presented. Are they going to have commercials? Are they just going to play 5 seconds from every cliched VR movie all right in a row, like a montage of all this VR, and then at the end it goes, now you can have it for reals, and then it just has their website. I mean, what kind of crap are we going to see? I'm so scared and at the same time so curious what their marketing scheme is going to be, or any, if any at all. Do you need to market it? It's like, have you ever seen a commercial for scissors? No. Why? Because it's a freaking tool and you go buy them when you need them. And
yeah, but it's another system.
No, I know.
So they definitely need to market it, I think. I would say they should do a clean professional commercial and then a humorous commercial. And I think that would hit, most people out there.
Yeah, I actually want to put a challenge out to the tens of dozens of people who are going to watch this. I want to see, I'm challenging you, make me some fake Oculus Rift commercials. You show me what their marketing scheme could possibly be, whether it's meant to be funny or meant to be serious. I'm challenging the VR community right now, today. Show me, send me a link to your video or your picture or your post or whatever, tweet it. I want to see what you think the Oculus Rift commercial is going to look like. I dare you to. I want to see what the community can come up with. I'm really curious. And I'll tell you what, I even have some extra Project Taurus t-shirts, and if I pick one and I think it's the best, I'll send you a t-shirt. The only problem is all I have are 4XLs and XX smalls left, so hopefully you fit in one of those two categories. I'm kidding, I've got some other ones. I want to see some commercials. I think this could be interesting. It could be fun.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think I might have to work on that.
Cool. All right, well, everybody knows what that music means. That music means that the NPC band has not changed its playlist yet, but that's okay. We'll give them a little bit more time. I know, it's terrible. All right, folks, so this has been Feedback with Reverend Kyle, with our virtual guest, Virtual Mica. Thank you all very much for watching. Yes, fantastic. Thanks. We'll see you next week.
Yay!
Yay!
This is the strangest thing I've ever accidentally come across.
What is accidentally? Is somebody here new for the first time?
Yeah, I'm the one that asked the question earlier.
Oh, where are you? Hold on. I'll come bug you. Who is it? Right here? Yeah, all right.
So,
David, how's it going, man?
it's going good.